Hi, my name is Chancelor Mayfield. I am the editor for the Christ School basketball documentary called Christ School Basketball: A Legacy in Motion. I am also a director as well, mainly an editor. Um, but the documentary follows the Christ School basketball team as they are on the verge of getting a second straight championship um, in the school's history. So they have slowly turned into a dynasty over the years, and you get to really see the ins and outs of what it takes to build and maintain a championship-winning program that Christ School does.
Hi, my name is Jack Floyd. I am a DP and editor. I am the DP and editor of The Ashes, that is screening this weekend at the Raleigh Film At Festival. And I am the writer, director, and editor for Under Empty Sky, which played in the festival last year. And Under Empty Sky, it's a story very based around indie culture and indie film and indie music. It's about a young girl trying to escape her predicament in her small town, and dragging along a sort of wet napkin, and helping him open up to the world and being a better person.
Hi, my name is Trent Lakey. I'm a writer, director, and producer from the Charlotte area. And I made The Ashes, which is screening at the festival this weekend. And that film is about this guy whose father dies, and he leaves him a letter that he reads after he's already died that says, basically, he didn't understand his life, didn't understand why he did anything, and all he is kind of leaving with is regret, and basically implores his son to basically live a better life, find some better way, to remedy that. And so the film just follows the son as he remembers his father and how this kind of new information changes his remembrance of him. Well, in The Ashes, we were talking about the aesthetic that would sort of reflects the general melancholy that surrounds the film. I mean, we really just kind of looked at the environment we were in and said we were just looking for things that would sort of embody that. And I mean, most like little symbols, I feel, or like little these inserts that we put in, they can kind of just take on any meaning, really. And we were just looking for something that would kind of produce the right feeling, not really exactly thinking of specific meanings, just whatever felt right, really.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of what we decide to shoot and to do is based on very lengthy conversations we have before the shooting starts, because obviously there's a clear intention wanted to be come across through the script, that then we both need to get on the same page about when we're creating the film. So it's a lot of conversation, it's a lot of discussion, it's a lot of really getting on the same page and understanding what is needed from the actual shoot day. Because then once you get on set and once things change or something's not quite the way you thought it would be, you need to change. You need to course correct what you're shooting. I mean, for pretty much every scene you shoot. And because you have that discussion before and because you know what is needed from the scene, it's a lot easier to, look around your surroundings and both come to the same conclusion on what is needed for the scene.
Oh, and I feel like as long as you have like the core, the truth of the film and the scene, once you get on the set, it's really about making sure the scene is kind of a living thing and not just what it was on paper, what it was in rehearsal, and you're just kind of finding things as you're there, and that's kind of how we approach it.
Trent mentioned inserts. I think these guys, both of them, do a really great job of collaborating and utilizing those inserts in a way that's really beneficial to the movie. Especially during those lengthy conversations that you were talking about. There's plenty of examples in both A Fleeting Breath, which I think you changed the name of.
I did
The
change the
Chancelor.
title of that, yeah.
I saw on IMDb.
Yeah.
And The Ashes, where it's just you know, very lengthy conversations with their inserts, you know, holding very long on those inserts, and you know, I think these two do a really great job of just not only the editing but directing as well. So yeah.
I mean, we've known each other for 4 or 5 years, something
Yeah,
around there.
I mean, we were friends before we started working together.
Yeah, I mean, so I think a lot of it comes down to you know, knowing each other for that long, but also, I mean, we've done probably 5 or 6 movies together at this point.
We've done 6, yeah.
6 movies together,
Yeah.
and a lot of that, I mean, obviously both of us starting out, you know, weren't amazing at what we did, and obviously we're learning as we went. So I think it sort of the same way that anyone working by themselves comes up with their own distinctive filmmaking style. I think both of us coming up together at the same time, you know, meant we were both coming up with our distinct styles at the same time, which means we sort of, you know, culminated to create this specific thing, or specific way of filmmaking that we both thrive in and enjoy.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, in film school, you kind of, I mean, you're in class with these people, you have to hang out with these people. A lot of times it doesn't work out very well, but sometimes, I think it works either very well or not at all. And you kind of, you know, drift to kind of who understands you the best, and then you just kind of go from there, and like Jack said, kind of develop as you go at the same time. And I mean, I think us having done like six films together has really helped that. I think for that, it kind of comes down to like 2 different avenues you're working through. The most important one is probably with the actors. I mean, once you send them the script, I mean, casting's, I mean, the most important part of really, I mean, certainly a performance. It's like 90% of directing, honestly. And if they get it, you know, they're going to embody it pretty well, I feel. If not, it's just not going to feel right. And once you cast, all you got to do is get on the same page, and you can work out the kinks from there. And I mean, as far as like the visual aesthetic of it, I mean, again, it's like just observing things, and I mean, figuring out kind of what is around that's interesting, what is like, what do you call it? What is a product of the environment and of the story we're telling, basically. And honestly, we just get a lot of little inserts, a lot of like quiet moments, and then pick and choose and cut a bunch of stuff out, and then put other stuff in, and then just figure out what works, really. I mean,
Well, you can speak to that.
Yeah, there's been plenty of times on set where I see like Jack just randomly taking random B-roll shots of just anything that he saw that looked really cool or interesting. Even if it could benefit the story or not, he does it if it looks interesting. I think, and you know, ends up using them in the final product. But yeah, to add on what Trent was saying, with you know, finding the little details and things about all that with directing, it really is just like most of it just casting, and you know, figuring out the best way to communicate with your actor or actress, or you know, and you know, try to figure out the best game plan going forward. So.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things that I think a lot of new filmmakers and directors do that I see happen all the time is they don't know how to use, or they don't know how important the show don't tell rule sort of is, because you know, you see a lot of like student films or early filmmakers, they have their characters saying or describing every single little thing that goes on, instead of you know, letting the scene or the things around them or the actions speak for themselves. which I think is a big part of what both of us like to do in our movies.
Yeah, I mean everything's organic. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
even if in the writing, I mean I've written some bad lines before, but you just cut them out, and usually the actors tell me first,
Yeah.
like this line is not good, and I'll say, oh, I'm sorry, cut it, please.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but there's always time to just the shooting's the most important part. Just find what is really kind of living and breathing in that moment.
I think a big part of all of the stuff that I direct, at least, is very musically based. Because I guess my sort of not theory, I guess, but my mentality, at least for a lot of movies, is I find that pacing a good film is hard. So why not just let composers or people who make music pace it for you, because there's already so much great music out there that evokes so much emotion in people. Why not use that to your advantage and let that dictate how your scene flows? So having a sort of indie rock based movie, you need to have a good soundtrack, you need to have that music. So having that music dictate the flow of almost every single scene, I think really helps the pacing a lot. And then that also means the moments that are quiet and are silence have so much more kind of weight to them, because it's you're breaking the pattern of having everything dictated by song until it's silent all of a sudden, and it feels different. It feels like a new experience or a different thing you need to focus on. And this is something that I focus on, or this is something that I do in almost everything that I do direct and make.
Well, my approach is probably the opposite.
Exact opposite.
When I use music in my films, first of all, it's like free classical music I find on the computer, because I figure I don't know any 20-year-olds that are going to compose better than Mozart.
It's not me.
No.
Yeah.
Although you compose, Chance.
I do compose, yes. Yes, I do.
But in my films, usually what my mentality is to kind of let it breathe, first in the script and then kind of in the edit, find the same rhythm or a similar rhythm that is in the script. And so it kind of everything kind of blurs together into, sometimes people call it boring, but it's just kind of very natural events and occurrences. And then once the music, kicks in, like in The Ashes, is just at the very end, is silent the rest of the time. Once that comes in, it's kind of like it kind of lifts you, it kind of punches you a little bit, and just kind of takes you away from reality for a second.
I was gonna say like the reverse of what Jack is talking about, like doing more silent the whole time, and then like doing music also works as well.
Yeah.
I remember in The Ashes, Jack tried to put in a soundtrack at the beginning.
Like a piano thing.
I did try to add more music.
But without music, it sounds great. It's not sounds great. It's good too.
I
thought it was funny how you were like, no.
Look, nature has its own music. That also sounds great. That works fine. I guess tying in nature to the themes of The Ashes, I mean, it's a film about death, and that to me is the most natural thing. So the idea was to kind of frame these characters who don't really understand anything, and it's kind of very melancholic and alone, and kind of frame them within things that are much bigger than them, and kind of have their own meaning outside of their problems. And I guess it's a sort of a reverse image of death, and it feels a little more natural and life-giving, but just to make them seem a little smaller in what they are.
Yeah. I think it also does us favors that we all went to Western Carolina, middle of the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Yeah, that's all we had, actually.
Yeah, I mean it's all we had, but it's also a fantastic backdrop for most movies. So I think we had a lot to work with in that case. Chancellor?
I don't do a lot of exterior, nature shots. So, yeah.
But you were an extra.
I was an extra. Yeah. It was really great being in that environment. At the fire,
campfire.
Yeah. But these guys are more
very natural.
Yeah. For the documentary, during the editing process, one of the things Jack said about making music and letting that dictate the flow of the edit and all that stuff, because it's really hard to do. Pacing for a good film. Whenever I'm editing, I start with, okay, I know I'm doing this here and this here. What kind of mood, what kind of vibes do I want to bring to this scene? And I look for a song. And I just play and I listen to it, and I think, oh, okay, hey, this one works really well. And I put it in the timeline, all that stuff, and I let it dictate what the flow is. On the documentary, there's a song in like every single section because I got obsessed with using Artlist and finding ways in which I could use this song here and this song here, and just picturing it all together. With music and seeing an end product of like the first rough cut is like, it's like the satisfaction that I'm chasing towards when I begin an edit. And Christ School really brought out that passion for editing for me. I really enjoyed getting to know all the players on the teams and their interviews and the things they were saying. It felt like I knew those people when I didn't even really know those people, So it was just really fun making the doc with Chris, and coming up with new ideas to further progress the story that we were trying to tell. So
one of the sort of shoots I look back on most fondly, I think, was from The Ashes. The opening scene is a voiceover of his father's letter, his last words to his son, and we're watching, these two characters go on a nice hike and going on a picnic, and we had planned to shoot this on the Parkway, but our day got kind of ruined. The Parkway was closed. We couldn't bring all of our people up there. So we're losing sunlight 'cause we're trying to shoot it at sunset. We got maybe hour and a half left. And we haven't even started shooting the scene. And our producer says, "Oh, I know a trail. We can go here." We just sort of had to trust him because we had no other things we could have done. And because, again, like we were saying before, we've had that discussion. We know what we need. We know what we're looking for. It was very easy to sort of, recreate the same scene in a different place and, give it, I think, an even better result than what we would have had originally. And looking back on it, I think that's one of my favorite scenes that we've ever shot.
I guess my relationship to filmmaking is, it's kind of, at this point, it's kind of what I do. When I was in high school, all I did was watch movies, really, and I didn't really think I could. I didn't know that there was an opportunity to do that. But you go to Western Carolina, and you can kind of do it. So, really, the Ashes was kind of I think it's probably the best short film I've made. Just because I think it's really the clearest results of kind of what I think about and kind of what I aimed to do in doing that. And it's not like a great film. It's fine, but it's the closest I got. And I think there's one moment in the film, like at the very end, when that music finally comes in, Mozart. He comes in and the music kind of, it takes the viewer out of the rhythm that we set for them, and it takes the story out of the present day back to memory as well. And then it's just a little kid kind of walking around with his dad. And it feels very larger than life. It feels like it's been amplified because it's already been passed. And I think that's probably one of the best things we've done. And that's kind of what my relationship is to it, to create a moment like that.
The thing that I like to tell people starting is when you start, you're gonna make a bad movie. You're gonna make a lot of bad movies. We all do, and we all will keep doing it. And that's, for a lot of people, really discouraging. But the people who, make more movies and are successful, keep making bad movies until they don't. Because the whole point of it is you make something that you're not happy with, and you look at it and you say, okay, what's wrong with this? Why don't I like this? How can I improve for next time? And then you do that over and over again, and obviously you're gonna become a better, person and filmmaker. Because you can't make a better movie by, someone just telling you how to make it. Because it's your, it's your creative vision. It's not gonna, someone's dictation isn't gonna change it. So yeah, just keep making bad movies.
Don't be too hard on yourself, and prioritize your mental health, because it's an industry that can really mess with your head. So just make sure you're right mentally, healthy physically, and just shoot for the stars. So.
I mean, I've only been to film school. I'm not going to pretend I'm in the industry, but I have made short films, and now this feature that we're almost finished with. I think, to be a filmmaker, you have to be a little crazy. I mean, you have to be able to risk something, because it's not a safe route. I mean, you could be poor for most of your life until you, finally get to do what you do, and it's got to be worth it. But that's no excuse if that's what you want to do. You just got to do it, and you just got to find a way to do it. I mean, no one's going to come knocking on your door and say, hey, please make a movie for us. You just got to do it.
Well, hopefully you guys come see The Ashes. We like it a lot. Be on the lookout, I guess, for Abandoned Souls, the feature film that we're currently in post-production for. And then my movie Matchmaker. Hopefully we'll be at the festival next year, if all goes well.
Don't jinx yourself.
Hey, I'll try.
Be on the lookout for the Christ School documentary. It's a really fun documentary about boarding school, high school, basketball, legacy. That's what it's all about. So follow me on Instagram.
And your YouTube channel.
And my YouTube, Chancelor Mayfield. Just look it up. You'll find it somewhere. Cinema Mayfield on Instagram.
Jack already plugged my own thing, so you can follow me on IMDB, maybe LinkedIn that I barely use. That's about it.